YouTube has decided to not share my videos with everyone who subscribes. Please follow me on social media to stay up to date. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater, and the Avengers Infinity War has been out now for just about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, and it's grossed over $1 billion. It's not really showing much signs of slowing down, and everyone at Disney is very happy about this, and they're going like, you know what, we're gonna overlook the fact that the budget to shoot this movie was roughly $450,000 a day, that it went over budget. The movie's done quite well. Bring on the sequel. Let's make more of that green, because they're going to. There's a reason why it was rumored that the budget of these films was going to be over $1 billion, and it's money well spent, considering that Avengers Infinity War is a solid good movie. Not just a good comic book movie, but just a good movie. And finally, a villain worth having in the MCU, at least in my opinion. But that being said, what about the future of the Avengers? What about the future of this particular multi-billion-dollar franchise that Disney has? Is Avengers 4, whatever it's titled, going to be the last game that we see, the last outing with this team? Well, with this team, probably. But as for the team itself, the moniker Avengers, probably not. Now, according to Bob Iger here, Disney won't rule out more Avengers after Infinity War, saying here that next year's Avengers 4 is being billed as the end of the journey for many of Marvel Studios' favorite heroes, but it won't be the end of the Avengers. And again, why would it? It's a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Little is known about Marvel's plans following 2019's Avengers 4, save for the sequels to Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man Homecoming. But Disney CEO Bob Iger teased the future of the MCU during an earnings call. Now, here's the thing with that, is because we know that there's a sequel, obviously, to Guardians, and there's a sequel to Spider-Man, the events at the end of Infinity War were kind of lost out, right? They were kind of lost out. Like, we know there's going to be a Black Panther 2. We know that there's more Spider-Man. We know that there's, more Guardians. So it kind of like diminishes the impact of the ending. That is, unless you're my girlfriend who doesn't know about these movies. So then the ending was kind of hit her really hard, which is how they should have done it. They should have never have teased the movies. They should have just been silent about it up until this point. Up until the release of the next one, because, well, that would have been best for the marketing. But at the same time, it's a well-oiled machine, and ultimately no one's going to care. Now, Iger here says, we meet on a regular basis with our Marvel team, and we've plotted out Marvel movies that will take us well into the next decade. I'm guessing we will try our hand at what I'll call a new franchise beyond Avengers, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you won't see more Avengers down the road. We just haven't made any announcements about that just yet. Now, Iger did say that the goal with Avengers 4, which filmmakers Joe and Anthony Russo shot back-to-back with Infinity War, was to have a significant conclusion to the story that began in 2008's Iron Man, but he wouldn't rule out more Avengers movies down the road. Why would you? It's a constantly revolving team, and provided the actors are still up for their contracts to be renewed, Chris Hemsworth, I'm pretty certain that we could see more from this. Now, he says, given the popularity of the characters and the popularity of the franchise, I don't think people should conclude that there will never be another Avengers movie. Of course not. Of course not. But where to go from here? What to happen now, right? Now, Marvel, if they're smart, and Kevin Feige is very smart, is not going to announce what's going to be coming past the end of this particular phase. Like, we know the next movie's coming out, Spider-Man Homecoming 2, Guardians of the Galaxy #2, and that's about it. Those are the ones we know. Well, we know of. There's other ones that have their dates set, but we don't know what they are yet. And I think they should not tell us for quite some time. Now, as a person who is a movie pundit on YouTube, who makes a living doing this, that is probably like the least cost-effective thing I could ever say. Like, that's going to impact me if I can't talk about Marvel stuff. But that being said, from a fan's perspective, I'd rather not know. So if they have these kind of deaths, these conclusions, then we as fans will not have to be like, we won't know in the back of our head what's coming, so therefore diminishing the impact of the event. However, what do we know about the whole Fox-Disney deal? Now, there's a lot of fervor today about Comcast coming in and possibly, nipping that in the bud. Comcast only wants Sky. They only want Sky News for $31 billion. Disney wants Fox, 20th Century Fox, and those properties for $54 billion. That's that. Like, I don't think the two are going to intersect. Fox is going to walk away with a lot of money by the end, and just keeping, I think, their sports and their news, which is ultimately what they want, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Rupert Murdoch can die with, you know, billions upon billions of dollars, like Scrooge McDuck locked away in the damn vault. No one will care, because it doesn't deal with this specifically. But with the sale, let's go with the theory here that the sale is going to continue as planned. So around, you know, fall, winter of 2019 is when the deal goes through officially, and the X-Men return home to the MCU. We already know that nothing's going to be introduced with the X-Men into the MCU until at least 2022, which is a couple years away from now. It gives Fox the time to finish up those movies, to wrap up those plot lines, gives Disney the time to recast who they need to recast, and also gives us time to basically mourn what's probably going to be the end of Deadpool as we know it, which is unfortunate, but there's still that. And then they're going to be moving that in. And they don't want to announce anything just yet, because obviously they're going to want to lead in with the X-Men, lead in with more Spider-Man, and do the Marvel stuff, open up more franchises. Because imagine if the Avengers, you know, have Spider-Man and Wolverine, you know, I mean, like, what if this happens? Because this kind of stuff happens in the comics quite a bit. The different groups kind of intermingle, intersect, remove, replace with characters. This could happen. But it's all going to boil down. And I'm calling it now, and I know I'm not the only one calling it now, but I'm calling it now. 2028, when we get to the next level, when we get to the next big event movie, you know, signaling the end of the second decade of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's going to be Secret Wars. It's going to be everyone combined, provided the deals go through, and that's what they're going to be building up to. And that is ultimately fine by me, because those are the type of events that these new phases are going to be leading into. They're going to be opening up new franchises, adding in new characters, and then bringing back legacy characters when necessary in order to continue having that type of experience, that type of cinematic universe, and leading to specific pivotal events that are going to change the course of action as we know it. That is good storytelling. That is a good setup. Treating each decade like a season on a TV show is interesting. And they're going to be doing this long after we're probably dead. So that's what I think is going to happen there. So obviously we're going to get more Avengers. Obviously we're going to get more with the other characters. Bob Iger is just teasing it, but with this deal in place, the writing is on the wall. We kind of know what's going to happen. We basically know where they're going with it. And ultimately, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But again, that's just my opinion, my theory. What is yours? What do you guys have to say about this? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that we're going to get Secret Wars in 10 years? Do you think that they're just going to bungle the whole thing up? What are your thoughts, your opinions? Write them down. If you haven't already, please thumbs up the video and subscribe if you are new. Click the bell as well. Be sure to check back often for more content from me. I do post quite often. If you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is with Patreon or just by watching more videos. In fact, if you want to watch more videos, and I hope you do, you can do so right now.